books I read in the month of February. So the first thing I read in the month of February was The Merchant of Venice by William Shakespeare. This was the first time that I've read this play, and I wouldn't say I enjoyed it, but it was an experience. The next thing I read was The Bluest Eye by Toni Morrison. This was for my theory class. I originally rated this 4 stars on Goodreads, which I don't really know why, because I didn't get a whole lot out of this. Basically what this book is it follows a young girl called Nicola who is seen as ugly, and she's mistreated horribly, and it follows a lot of the like the racial differences between whites and blacks, and it's very somber, it's sad, it's shocking, and I don't really know how I feel about this book. I just know that it makes me feel things that I'm not really super happy about. It read super quickly, but I feel like I would need to read it again to really get what the story is trying to portray. So if you enjoy literary fiction, things that have really deep messages, I would suggest this book. It's very thought-provoking, but if you don't like kind of depressing and shocking themes, I might tread lightly here. There is a trigger warning for rape because Falconer is pregnant in the beginning of this book, and the father is her father, so it's a lot to handle. The next book I read was The Kiss of Deception by Mary E. Pearson. Finally, I've actually been trying to read this book for a long time. Like, I tried to start reading it in August, but then I ended up picking something else up. I think it was You by Carolyn Kepnes, which I wish I would have picked this up instead, because I didn't really enjoy that book. That book made me feel things that I didn't want to feel. Ugh. Anyway, so The Kiss of Deception is about a princess who has been betrothed to the prince of a warring kingdom, and this marriage is supposed to bring about peace between the two kingdoms, and Leah, the princess, decides that she doesn't want any of that. So she and her handmaiden Pauline decide to run away. But there are 2 men that follow her. One is the prince that she was supposed to marry, and the other is an assassin sent to kill her. And through the book, it's set up in a multiple perspective format where you don't know which man is the prince and which man is the assassin. So it's very suspenseful for the reader as you're seeing Leah interact with these 2 men, and you don't know which one is sent there to kill her. It was a slow-paced book, which I sometimes forget to appreciate because it seems like it's just not well written because I'm not reading it fast, but that's not the case with this book. It was very well written, but it just took a while for me to like get in and like hit my stride. But once I hit like the halfway mark, I think it really picked up, and I flew through it in like a day. Also, I don't know how these marks came about in my book, but it looks like someone like splashed coffee all over the pages.
There's all these little dots. I don't know where they came from, and they're all over. They're all over like the last quarter of my book. They come back. Here they are. Here they come. Yep. Freaking weird coffee spots. I think they're done now. But
yeah, I really enjoyed The Kiss of Deception. I think I gave it 4 stars? 4 or 5 stars. I'm not positive. But I really enjoyed it. The next book I read was a play, and that was Othello by William Shakespeare, and this was also for my Shakespeare class. I have read Othello before, and I actually really like this play. It's so screwed up. Basically, the main character, Othello, is a general of the army. He's a black man, and he decides to promote Cassio to his lieutenant, and Iago is not happy that Cassio was promoted over him. So Iago decides that he is going to spin some lies and tell Othello that his wife is cheating on him to to make them go crazy. And it's just a completely wacky plot, but there's a lot of really interesting characters in this and some pretty cool writing. I did a close reading on a passage in this book by Amelia, and it was very interesting to like really dig in. Alright, and the last book I read this month was none other than City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare. At first, I guess I rated this book 4 stars, which I'm not really sure why, but I really enjoyed this book this time. I felt like it was a lot faster paced than City of Bones, and we had a lot more at stake in this book. And I just really enjoyed seeing how everything played out again. Now, I think I'll show you guys some of the books that I got this month too. 2 of the books that I got this month were A Darker Shade of Magic and A Gathering of Shadows by V.E. Schwab. I'm currently reading A Darker Shade of Magic, as you can tell by the bookmark. But I actually went to a signing by V.E. Schwab last Saturday, and it was so incredible. I got to have my book signed. I was actually the first person that she accidentally signed the wrong name in the books to, so my books have character now. So that's what she signed in my book. And basically she signed pretty much the same thing in all of my books, but I am really excited to get into this series because I love time travel. It's not really like time travel, but it's like parallel universe travel, and I think that's super cool, and I'm liking it so far, but I'm not very far in yet. And then because I was at her signing, I decided that I needed to get the Archived and the Unbound as well. As you guys may or may not know, I absolutely adore ghost stories, and this has to do with, I guess, kind of like ghosts. I'm not like super positive, but it's like the dead sit on shelves like a library, which sounds like ghosts to me. So I'm really, really excited to read these books because I've been craving a ghost story for so long, and I need it. And then another V.E. Schwab book I got was Vicious, and the way she was talking about this book at the signing, it was incredible. I cannot wait to read this. I just want to marathon every single one of her books now. That's what she signed in this one. For Chelsea, leave your mark.
So, yeah. Oh look, there's a little mask.
The next book I got was a gift from little Miss Allie from the Little Librarian, and that was The Falconer by, what's her name? Elizabeth May. She sent this to all of us because she's using it in her wedding. She has the hardcover copy, and there's actually there's the letters A.K. embossed on the front of the hardcover copy, and that's going to be her initials when she's married. And she just adored this book. I don't really know what it's about, but I don't really want to know. I want to just go in blind, but it feels really nice. It's heavy, but yes. Alright, so that's about it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. Tell me down in the comments what you read in the month of February. And also tell me how many of Victoria or V.E. Schwab's books you've read, and let me know what you thought of them, because I'm so excited to read through all of her books because she seems like a super amazing writer, and she actually just got on a New York Times bestsellers list, so I'm super excited for her. That's an amazing accomplishment. That's about it for me today. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I will see you in a new video very soon. Bye! Oops, I just did an alley. Oops. Bye!